You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
And you are listening to The Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, August 7th virtual show. Because of COVID, our show is temporarily moved virtually. You can listen to us on podcast, also on air on Saturday at 3 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
We bring into studio each week the best of the best experts in our local market on everything money. And we're here to help you in today's economy. And now in studio, we have Alan Regola of Shelf Genie Seattle, transforming your kitchen without the cost of a full remodel, right here at 1150 AM KKNW. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tina and Keelan. It's great to be here. Excited to be here.
Well, that's my cue. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to ask a question. But yeah, when we have two guests,
normally we do the bio
different.
there.
Yeah. Awkward silence means it's my turn. Anyway, so let's talk about Shelf Genie. What does Shelf Genie do? Or Shelf Genie, in general.
Yeah, we design, build, and install custom storage solutions for people's homes, which generally consists of pull-out shelving in different areas of the home to give people better access, more storage space, and better organization as well.
We lost your video there for 2 hot seconds. I was like, oh my gosh, where did handsome Alan go? But you're back. It was 2 seconds. So Alan, what areas of the kitchen can you help with?
Well, really what we specialize in is retrofitting people's existing spaces. So in the kitchen space, a lot of kitchen cabinets, especially the lower cabinets, are super deep, right? So you open the cabinet up and, you want to get that pot that's in the back, and you have to get on your hands and knees, crawl in there, pull everything out that's in the front just to get to the back. Or maybe it's a pantry space that's you've got, canned goods and all these other things that are way in the back of that space. And we make it easier to get to that space by having everything pull out. And we also make it more efficient. So people that have maybe less storage space, they got big gaps between their shelves, we're able to really make full use of those spaces within the kitchen.
That's important, Alan. I had my other half just recently. We moved, and in our bathroom was an absolute mess. This girl's got so many products, it's ridiculous for her, like everything you can think of. And so it's just like a pile in a drawer. And even my stuff was a little out of control. So she just put some organization in, and what a difference does that make? All of a sudden it's more efficient. You know where things are. It looks better. I mean, it could be a game changer, and especially an important space like your kitchen. I can only imagine with just the effect of one drawer, what that could do for you. So it's really important work for people and their efficiency, I think, Alan. So with that being said, how do you feel like this organizational tool, with especially having the ability to customize the solutions, how does this impact your clients?
Oh, it has an amazing impact. Honestly, well, my wife is very biased, but she says it's life altering. For anyone who has had this type of product in their homes, they know. So a good portion of our clientele are say older, and maybe they have some back issues or knee issues. And they have problems, getting down, or as they will say, it's not the getting down, it's the getting back up. That's really the big issue. And from that standpoint, it's really empowering to be able to help people live in their homes longer. We allow people to still function in their space, utilizing all of the space that's in their cabinets. And so from a physical standpoint, it's super, super helpful. And then also from, like I said, a storage capacity standpoint, it's also very helpful for people that have downsized, or they're just living in a condo or a townhome, and they just don't have the same amount of space that they maybe once did before. And with the way that we design things out, we're able to use really as much of the space as possible and give everyone easy access at the same time.
Yeah, that is a beautiful thing. And I'm sure what your wife says is exactly true. It's life altering and life changing. There's a lot of people that they really want to be able to age in place. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And it sounds like you're able to do that for a lot of people. So that is a beautiful thing. Alan, what about additional areas of the home? Are you able to help and assist there as well?
Yeah, the three main areas that we help people with are kitchens, pantries, and bathrooms are really the third place that a lot of people don't think about. And it's surprising, actually, because how much we can do in a bathroom. Typically there's a vanity and maybe there's a set of drawers. And a lot of the newer homes we're seeing, there's fewer drawers. But when you open up the cabinets, there's just, stuff is on the bottom, and then you have all this extra space at the top. But because of the plumbing, usually people don't have another shelf in there. So we're able to really fully utilize that space, giving people access to the bottom, but also the top, all that unused space up there. In addition to maybe a tall vanity cabinet or other spaces in the bathroom too.
Yeah, Alan, after seeing what a drawer can do, I see how much space is wasted without organization, and you can make that space so much more efficient and do so much more with it. It seems like silly now, being on the other side of that, how people just don't take the time to make sure that you utilize your spaces. And we were talking about like aging in place and things like that. People will go and spend a bunch of money, to do like a full renovation or do things to change their space so it's more effective for them, or they can use it at all, especially if there's a disability involved. How does that compare as far as your services compared to a full renovation?
Yeah, that's a great question, Kaylin. The full renovation, in some cases, it might make sense, especially if you're changing the configuration of the space. Maybe you're knocking down walls and, you need to get new appliances and new flooring, and you're kind of doing you need to do it all anyways. Those are the instances where that can make sense. If someone is keeping their same layout though, and, if cabinets are in decent condition, it's just so much less expensive just to outfit the insides of the cabinets and then maybe get your cabinets painted or refinished, refaced. You can spend a lot less money going that route. But what's nice about having them retrofitted is that it feels like a new kitchen because of the way it functions. And so you're getting all the perks of the accessibility and the storage space and the organization that comes with it, but for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, I'm a time management business efficiency coach, and part of that is organization and really having a space like your home, which is so important to be able to have it at the highest efficiency level, is going to remove a lot of emotional stress that could take away from other things. So I would imagine that there's quite the design process that takes to do this. So for anyone that's listening today, Alan, what's involved in the design consultation, and how much does the design consultation cost?
Yeah, great question. So this is the part that I'm actually one of the most impressive things. Like for me, one of the most important things for this business is the design process. Good design is going to lead to better outcomes. And so for us, we set up, people call us, set up a consultation. First of all, it's free, which is fantastic. So there's no cost to this consultation. And we spend a good amount of time with you, on average around 2 hours as typical appointment. It's in the home. So we're actually meeting with you and looking at your space, taking proper precautions, of course. But what we'll do is first we'll get a tour of your space, understand the areas that we have to work with. We're going to show you some samples that we'll bring with us. We'll show you pictures of what we've done for other people in similar situations. And then we're going to spend the time to really detail out the design specific to you and what you own, the different products you have. If you have tall products, we're going to make taller spaces, and short products, we'll make shorter spaces. And my favorite thing is that we oftentimes, more often than not, will come up with solutions that people didn't know were possible. And all of that happens within the span of a couple hours, and we'll have a design and a quote, and there's no cost.
Yeah, that's awesome, Alan. One thing you didn't mention, which which I think is important too, and you know this though as well, is the emotional difference that you make on people. When things are cluttered and messy and you live in that environment, it follows you and everything else in life, you know, and you have something just kind of lingering on you that's stressful. And, you know, it's very important. And Tina taught me this. It's very important with your environment and what you live in and your car and everything, that everything's clean and organized and efficient. You just feel better overall. So that's a huge service that you're providing for people. I hate to say this too, Alan, we are down to less than a minute, but before we go, I do want to give you the opportunity to talk about the areas you serve, how long you've been in business, and how do people get a hold of you to obtain your services.
Yeah, great. We've been around for 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary this year. We cover the whole greater Puget Sound from Olympia all the way up to Linden and everywhere in between. You know, for folks that are interested, you can give us a call at 206-557-4630 or visit us online at shelfgenie.com/Seattle.
Alan, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. It's a pleasure to have a conversation with you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so thank you again for both of you. It was a great show. Very exciting to have this opportunity to be able to share your passion and how you're making a difference in the world, one job at a time. And I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
We are your local mortgage experts, and this is the time that we're signing off for the day. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We look forward to chatting with you more about money next weekend, right here at 1150 AM KKNW.